All right. Welcome to the NXT Halloween Havoc review. I'm scared right now because after the main event, Austin has gone dead silent, and I don't know what's about to happen in this review, so I'm scared. I don't know if I should just let you go, Austin. I don't know if you're ready to go yet.
I
And
think I think it would be best if you talked about the other parts of the show and I talked about the main part that I want to talk about. So,
oh my god! When I tell you, as soon as the main event ended, Austin immediately just silence, and it's been like this for like 5, 10 minutes now. So, um, yeah, Halloween Havoc. So we saw a little bit of the pre-show, and we seen on the pre-show they had David LaGreca and Bully Ray,
a
aka
pussy.
Bubba Ray Dudley from Busted Open Radio. And I'm bringing this up because Bubba Ray is going to be very important on the show later.
Mhm.
So on the pre-show, Bubba Ray had a confrontation with Ridge Holland, and Ridge Holland basically just got in his face, and then Bubba Ray felt like really fucking disrespected. And so then also on the pre-show, we got Fatal Influence decided who was facing Kalani Jordan and what their match was going to be, and fucking Fallon Henley was like, "Oh, it's going to be me." But the match we're choosing isn't on the wheel. We're gonna have a gauntlet match, so she has to face Jasmine Nix and JC Jane before she gets to face me. And so then the actual show starts, and we kick off the show with the tables, ladders, and scares match with Tony D'Angelo defending the North American Championship against the ruler Obafemi. And um, this was a little bit of a weird TLC because it ended by pinfall or submission, not by like climbing the ladder and getting something. So the match itself was pretty good for the most part. A lot of it was just Obafemi beating the absolute fuck out of Tony D'Angelo. And then Tony D'Angelo would get some offense here or there, but Obafemi was just dominating him. And there was one spot where Obafemi tackled him into the table in the corner, and the table fucking exploded. It looked brutal. Um, and then at one point in the match, fucking fucking Luca Crucifino, because Obafemi zip tied Tony D'Angelo's hands to the bottom rope, and Obafemi had like a crowbar and shit. And Luca Crucifino and Channing Stacks Lorenzo came out, and they got their
Mhm.
ass whooped by Obafemi. And then Big Riz, Adriana Rizzo, came out, and she was trying to untie Tony D'Angelo, and then Obafemi started coming after her, and fucking they had a ladder bridge set up, and Obafemi was on the apron trying to go after Big Riz. I'm just gonna call her Big Riz from now on because that's what Tony D'Angelo called her. And while Obafemi wasn't paying attention, Tony D'Angelo broke the zip ties, and he got up and he fucking speared Obafemi through the ropes, and they both crashed through the ladder. It looked nasty. And then fucking he put Obafemi in the ring, and they all started beating the fuck out of Obafemi. And then Tony D'Angelo hit a fucking spine buster on Obafemi through the table, and he fucking botched it. And then he pinned Obafemi 1, 2, 3, and Tony D'Angelo retained the North American Championship because it's for the family, for the business, and for the paisanos like Austin. So that was how we started off tonight.
I don't regret saying that.
In Tony D'Angelo's entrance, he even had the cursed ass the D'Angelo's Godfather image that I used in the thumbnail. um, but I'm assuming this means now that Obafemi lost. I'm assuming it means Obafemi is gonna probably go for the NXT title. I don't know because of what happened fucking later in the show. I don't know what the fuck they're doing with that now. But the next match, fucking. So the Tony D'Angelo and Obafemi, it was a decent match for what it was. It wasn't as good as their last match that they had. But next was the women's tag match of Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade versus Stephanie Vacher and Julia. And this was I probably have to say, the second best match. I don't know. Because honestly, like, the Ridge Holland and Andre Chase one was cursed, but it wasn't a bad match. Um, I'm trying to, because I, this might have been the best match of the night. It's between that and the ambulance match because they were both pretty good matches for what they were. Um, I guess I would say this was probably the best match, honestly. But anyways, so Cora and Roxanne came out and they were dressed as the two little girls from The Shining and fucking both looking fine as hell, I might add. And then Stephanie Vacher came out and she was wearing like this green attire with like this fucking Day of the Dead face paint. And then Julia came out and she wore like just her regular gear and then she had like face paint on and she had like spider webs on her face. And they were really hyping this up as a dream tag team match, and they were really like focusing in on it being a dream match. Um, so the actual match itself, it was pretty good. You could tell that Cora Jade was a little bit off because this is her first match back from being injured back in January. So she's a little bit off. Also, it's because fucking she's the tallest woman in this match because everybody else is pretty short, especially Roxanne. She's hella short. But yeah. So for what it was pretty good. Julia was being like really generous with her selling. Like there was some stuff she was just overselling it a little bit. Um, but basically, Cora and Roxanne were doing heel tactics of trying to like isolate Julia or Stephanie from tagging each other in and stuff like that. And fucking, I will say this is my first time watching a Stephanie Vacher match, and I will say I am a fan of her. And also, fucking, we are gonna take this to Devon's simp corner. I will say I am really a fan of fucking Stephanie Vacher's ass. Because goddamn, now I see why everybody was fucking raving about that one move that she does. And Julia was looking good too. All these women were looking good. Fucking so I see why Booker T says shucky ducky quack quack. You know what? This is my shucky ducky quack quack moment of the
Oh,
fucking
we'll
day.
talk about some shucky ducky quack quack. Don't you worry.
But anyway, so there was one spot where uh, Julia and Stephanie were on the outside, and Roxanne did an outside dive, and then Cora Jade did like the Darby Allin coffin drop onto everybody. And then there was a couple different times where they were hitting double super kicks on each other. There was a spot where Julia did a top rope fucking arm drag to Roxanne, I believe it was. Or no, it was to, I know she did I think it was a superplex on Roxanne. Yeah, because that's how it ended. Because she did a superplex on Roxanne, and then Stephanie Vaquer did the what I'm gonna call the booty poppin' corkscrew moonsault, and she landed it on Roxanne and got the 1, 2, 3, and Stephanie and Julia won. So I'm assuming since Stephanie pinned Roxanne that they're probably gonna do Stephanie versus Roxanne at the next whatever it's gonna be, whether it's fucking if they're doing another NXT PLE this year or if they're even doing Deadline this year, I don't even know. But then after the match, Julia and Stephanie were celebrating, and then the lights went out, and we seen the promo thing for Zarya, aka Delta, and she appeared in the rafters, and Julia and Stephanie were looking like they were afraid of her. They're trying to like portray Zarya as like this fucking badass woman that people should be scared of. I guess she's Australian or whatever. I never really heard of her before, so I don't know like how good she is or not. But so that's how that part of the show ended. We also got a backstage segment with Lexus Riz where he was talking about how people look at him a certain way because of his father, and he says that he hates how people look at him a certain way because of his father, and he was like, I'm not my father, I'm trying to be my own man. And then fucking he talks about how he's facing Charlie Dempsey for the Heritage Cup on Tuesday on NXT, and fucking all of a sudden William Regal walks up, who by the way is Charlie Dempsey's father, keep in mind, and fucking William Regal is just like, oh, Lexus King, I'll be your corner man. And I'm just like, so you're just gonna go against your son, apparently. And fucking Lexus Riz is just like, alright, cool, thanks, Mr. Regal. And shit. And then William Regal was talking about how he knew his father and whatever, and how his father taught him a lot about the business and shit. And that was pretty much that backstage segment. Then next was the ambulance match. Oh my god. So this was cursed. This was so fucking cursed. So first of all, Ridge Holland comes out, and I don't know what in the fuck this new gimmick is for Ridge Holland, but it is so goddamn cursed because he came out wearing like this leather jacket, leather like sleeveless leather coat, and this like golden like weird ass mask, and his Titantron was just like an extreme like close up shot of his face. And he had this fucking like banger ass theme song for no reason, like it doesn't fit him at all. And it is so cursed, and people in the crowd were just so fucking confused that they didn't even boo him until he got to the ring. It was just like, what in the actual fuck is this gimmick? And so then we're thinking that's cursed enough, and then Andre Chase comes out, and this man is wearing a Freddy Krueger sweater that has the Chase U logo on it, and he's wearing fucking they look like fucking Skechers sneakers, and they were fucking Freddy Krueger patterned. And fucking his fucking sweater looked like it was so goddamn tight that you could see his man titties and his stomach. And it looked like every time he moved it was gonna rip. And fucking so and fucking Vic Joseph was sitting here. By the way, Vic Joseph had this fucking suit on that had like fucking pumpkins on it. It looked so fucking cursed. It looked like the fucking, I don't know if you want to get this image or not, Austin, but I know you probably want me to put it in the thumbnail. The fucking goddamn nostalgia critic, nostalgia
Make
ween
me a
suit.
little less angry.
fucking that's what Vic Joseph was wearing, and he was trying to explain to Booker T the Freddy Krueger reference, and Booker T just didn't get it. And then we had this actual match, and they said apparently this was the 7th ambulance match ever. And I was thinking, okay, is the first one the Kane and Shane McMahon one? Because that was the first one I ever heard of. No, because there was one in good old WCW 2000, our bread and butter, on May 29th, 2000. Apparently there was an ambulance match between GI Bro, which is Booker T, and Mike Awesome. So we're going to have to watch that. So expect a review on that at some point. But anyway, so this match, most of it was Ridge Holland just beating the crap out of Andre Chase, and Andre Chase was trying to mount a comeback. They went to the outside. They were using the stretcher. They did an announce table spot where Andre Chase DDT'd Ridge Holland on the announce table. Fucking, there was a goddamn spot where I shit you not, the crowd was chanting several times. They were like, "We want pumpkins. We want pumpkins." It was just so cursed. And then Ridge Holland picked up the pumpkin and got one of the biggest fucking pops of the night of just him picking up a fucking pumpkin. And then he dropped it and the crowd started booing. And then Andre Chase picked it up and the crowd started popping again. And he fucking threw it at Ridge Holland. And then fucking Andre Chase tried to put Ridge Holland in the ambulance, but he couldn't close the door. And then Ridge Holland, like, grabbed that, he put it, like, his finger in Andre Chase's eye, like, he gave him the eye rake. And then fucking he hit Andre Chase in the face with the ambulance door. And then he fucking, they called this the Redeemer DDT, but it just looks like the fucking Rampage that Paige used to do back when she could actually wrestle. But anyway, and then he just throws Andre Chase in the ambulance, shuts the door, and then that was it. And the crowd was just booing fucking Ridge Holland, and then the curse theme started playing again, and then that was the ambulance match. It was so cursed. It was an entertaining match, though. I will say it was pretty entertaining. But yeah. So then after that was probably the match Austin was the most hyped for, the Kalani Jordan gauntlet
fuck
match.
yourself.
So
you're making this worse for yourself.
So we also had another backstage segment. I'm trying to remember who it was with, because I know there was one.
Fraxium.
Yeah, Fraxium, where they were like training. Oh, there was also one with Javon Evans and Cedric Alexander, because on NXT they're doing Fraxium versus Javon Evans and Cedric for the tag titles. And fucking Javon Evans towers over Cedric. And then they did Cedric dirty too, because to get Cedric the same height as Javon Evans in the fucking match image, they had to fucking move his PNG up so much so that you could see his feet were at Javon Evans' knees. It was so cursed. And then they kept showing this cursed ass PNG for Ethan Page that has these fucking tiny little shrimp legs. I don't know why. It looks so ugly. They need to get better PNGs for some of these people. But anyway, Fraxium was training, and then fucking they got into an argument because Axiom called Nathan Frazier a hothead, and he was like, even Randy Orton said you're a hothead, so just embrace it. And then Nathan Frazier was like, oh, are you always this condescending? Could you be any more condescending? And Axiom is just like, yes, and he just walks away. It's just like, what the fuck? But then we get to this gauntlet match, and fucking, this was fucking bad. This was probably the one of the, well, outside of the main event, this is probably the worst match on the show. Like, because Kalani Jordan fucking sucks in the ring. Fucking Vic Joseph fucking tit sucks Kalani Jordan. And fucking this
Fuck Vic
whole
Joseph.
fatal influence faction that they're trying to get people to care about, they're just fucking burying them and making them look fucking weak as hell. And it's just bad all around. So basically, the way this gauntlet match works is first Kalani Jordan has to wrestle Jasmine Nix, and then when she beats her, she has to wrestle JC Jane, and then if she beats JC Jane, she has to wrestle Fallon Henley in the last match. And if any of them were to defeat her, they would become the North American Women's Champion, basically. So Kalani Jordan was wearing this ugly ass green gear. I don't know what it was based on. I don't know if it's supposed to be like poison ivy or what the fuck it was.
It
But
fits a wrestling style.
it looked fucking terrible. And fucking so she has the first match with Jasmine Nix and fucking oh also real quick before this match they had a backstage segment with Ava and she announced that on the show that's going to be in the ECW arena, apparently they're going to be doing Lola Vice versus Jada Parker with special guest referee fucking Dawn Marie of all people.
Mm-hmm.
It's like why?
It's Lance Storm's personal bitch.
Yeah. But anyway, so the first match is Kalani Jordan and Jasmine Nix, and this match went about 2 minutes, and then Kalani Jordan pinned Jasmine Nix and beat her so easily. And then JC Jane came out looking fine as hell, I might add, and she was wearing like this black and white and red gear, and fucking Booker T was fucking simping over her, like he always does. Um, and we get this match of JC Jane versus Kalani Jordan, and fucking they just fucking for one they make Jasmine Nix, who not a lot of people know very well. They made her look like a complete jobber, and then JC Jane, someone who people recognize in NXT because she was part of Toxic Attraction, which was like one of the most popular things they had during the 2.0 era. Like, they just turned her into a fucking jobber, and she's just in this fucking faction now, and they made her look like a fucking jobber here because she pretty much just she hit moves on Kalani Jordan, and Kalani Jordan just kept kicking out of everything, and then Kalani Jordan just fucking beat JC Jane with a fucking roll up pin, and just made JC Jane look really fucking stupid and weak. And then Fallon Henley comes out and fucking she immediately hits her finisher on Kalani Jordan, and Kalani Jordan kicks out. And then everything she was doing, Kalani Jordan was kicking out. And then Vic Joseph was talking about how Fallon Henley just wasn't good enough to beat Kalani Jordan. And this man said that Kalani Jordan is main roster material as well. And fucking so Kalani Jordan she goes to pin Fallon Henley, and all of a sudden Jasmine Nix comes out of nowhere and distracts the ref, so Kalani Jordan takes her out, and then Kalani Jordan tries to fucking go to the top rope, and then JC Jane stops her, and she kicks JC Jane in the face, and then she goes for the 450 and misses. Fallon Henley gets the knees up, and then fucking Fallon Henley hits her finisher. 1, 2, 3. Fallon Henley is the new NXT North American Women's Champion. And Austin was fucking. At this moment, he was fucking happy because Kalani Jordan is no longer the North American Women's Champion. But Fallon Henley grabs a microphone and Fatal Influence is in the ring, and Fallon Henley starts cutting this promo saying, "Statement made," and she starts cutting this promo, and all of a sudden the lights go out, and we see the Zarya promo again, and then Zarya appears in the ring behind Fatal Influence, and Zarya beat the ever-living shit out of all three of these women, completely destroying this entire fucking faction, and it's just like don't get me wrong, I like how they're trying to make Zarya look like this badass that like the whole division needs to be worried about. But at the same time, they already have made this Fatal Influence faction look like total fucking shit the past like 3 weeks on NXT by having them lose to Bianca and Jade and Kalani and having them just lose, and they always fucking just get attacked and they always just run away like cowards. And then fucking here, almost the whole faction got buried by Kalani Jordan, and then the only person that won was Fallon Henley. And then as soon as Fallon Henley wins the title, they just have Zarya beat her up, and then she beats up her whole faction. So, like, in turn, fucking Kalani Jordan looked like shit, and Fatal Influence looks like complete dog shit. I don't think anybody could take them seriously as a faction now. And the only one that looked good out of all of this was fucking Zarya. So, that was the fucking gauntlet match. So, yeah, and then we had a backstage segment with Tony the D'Angelo family for the Paisanos, like Austin, who likes pizza and spaghetti with the D'Angelo family, the extra Parmesan cheese. But anyway,
Making it worse on yourself.
fucking, and Sarah Schreiber was asking Tony D'Angelo how he feels winning and that his family did it together, and he called Adriana Rizzo Big Riz and shit. And he says he feels great beating Obafemi and shit. And that was pretty much it. And Channing Stacks Lorenzo and Luca Crucifino were just looking so cursed. And then we got this, before the main event, we got this little preview of the Devil's Playground, because the main event was a Devil's Playground match. And fucking Vic Joseph was talking about the swing set and all the tombstones that were on the stage, and he was like, oh, the match could end here, the match could end there, the match could end on the ambulance with the big spider, it could end on the pumpkins, and he's like, oh, it could even end where Booker T is. And then Booker T is like, let me tell you something, Vic Joseph. That's how he says, like, let me tell you something, Big Joseph. It's this Devil Playground match right here. This can fucking it's just end here and get in there, and then fucking Booker T sees this fucking trunk open, and fucking Tatum Paxley comes out. Booker T is like, oh hell no, and shit. And then fucking, if you wanna talk about the Tatum thing, Austin, you can if you want.
I will, because it was the last thing that made me happy. So
let me tell you something, Big Joseph.
Tatum comes out, and Ava's trying to get her some medical attention because she's been in a road case or whatever. And she's like, I want a match with Wendy Chu. And Ava's like, okay, we'll get you one on Tuesday. And then Tatum spins the wheel, and it's going to be a casket match on Tuesday.
So can I, before you talk about the main event, can I just ask real quick? I'm so confused what the fuck this storyline is, because after they had Wendy Chu take Tatum away in the thing, Wendy Chu was fucking on TNA Bound for Glory, and she had a tag team match with Rosemary, and they were trying to win the Knockouts tag titles, and then fucking Rosemary turned on Wendy Chu and attacked her. And I'm like, what the fuck is this storyline?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
But, yeah, so that was most of the show, so I'm gonna sit back and let Austin talk about the main event, the Devil's Playground match of Ethan Page and Trick Williams. Trick Willy Wonka.
Well, I will sit there and talk about my thoughts on the earlier parts of the show. Like Tatum, that was on the show. I liked her being on the show. Like the tag match. I didn't even see half the Fatal Influence Kalani Jordan match because I couldn't give two fucking shits. And I took a piss break. Let's see. Tony D'Angelo Obafemi, good match. Hate the outcome. And Ambulance match, cursed. No. Now we talk about the Devil's
there's one more
Playground.
thing before this main event I forgot to mention. So, they did another segment in the crowd with David LaGreca and Bully Ray.
Little pussy.
And fucking Bully Ray was talking about the Ridge Holland stuff. And fucking Ridge Holland walked up to Bully Ray again. He was like, "See, I told you I would win. I told you I would do it," and all this shit. And Bully Ray was like, he got mad, and he was like, "All right, you're gonna get up in my face." And he was like, "You know, you did it earlier once, and I let it slide." And he's like, "Now you're doing it again." And fucking Bully Ray was like, "I'm telling you, this is your last warning. If you do this one more time, you're not gonna like what happens." And fucking Ridge Holland walked away. I had to mention that because this played into what happened in the main event. So go ahead and take it over, Austin.
Okay. Well, as Booker T would say, this is going to be my shucky ducky quack quack moment of the night of this review. Because why?
Oh no. Oh god.
I'm starting to hate Trick Williams. I really fucking am. Shawn Michaels, because you're pushing him down my goddamn throat. He's like fucking Super Scene. I swear to fucking God. Dude.
Super Trick.
No! No!
Oh no.
Starting to piss me the fuck off. Dude, straight up. This match started off. They're going back and forth. Ethan Page, Trick Williams are going back and forth with chairs and all this shit. Fucking. And then there's a spot with the steel steps where Trick Williams fucking sat there and hit his stomach and started bleeding from his mouth. Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh, Trick Williams might have some serious abdominal pain and internal bleeding. And they sit there, they have all these fucking medical professionals come out, and they're checking on Trick Williams. But no, fucking Trick Williams has got a fucking Hulk up like he's fucking Hulk Hogan. And he's fucking coming in there, and then fucking Ethan Page hits a goddamn fucking power slam on Trick Williams. It looked nasty on the fucking steel steps. But still, Trick Williams gets right the fuck up. Because of course! And Ethan Page tries to do a Braun Breaker. And fucking, what the fuck did you share with me? What the fuck? If this is gonna piss me off, you're
I just got it on my timeline.
You can go fuck yourself is what you can fucking do. Send me that bullshit. Fuck Kalani Jordan, and fuck Vic Joseph, and fuck Trick Williams, and fuck John Michaels!
Oh my fucking god. Jesus fucking goodness. Oh my god. If you're wondering what I sent Austin, someone made this post saying how long Kalani Jordan's title reign lasted, and they said it was one of their favorite reigns ever. Oh my fucking god.
At least she's not a fucking diva stan. Fucking stupid. Then Ethan Page tries to do a Braun breaker and fucking hit Trick Williams with the steps while he's on the steps. The two different steel steps. But Trick Williams has to move out of the way because he's fucking Super Cena. And he fucking sits there and hits a fucking trick shot. And that's it. Like, that's legitimately it. Like Sean.
As soon as fucking the referee counted 3, I just heard Austin go dead silent, and he didn't utter a word for like 5-10 minutes. It got so much worse too. It got so much worse after the match.
I'll talk about it. I'll talk about it. Because unlike fucking like Booker T, I had a second shucky ducky quack moment in this fucking shit. Because for some ungodly reason, Cursed Ridge Holland comes out and starts attacking Trick Williams. And then Ethan Page is like, oh, I'll just sit there and form an alliance with you. Why? And I thought it couldn't get worse, but then old ass Bubba Ray beats the fuck out of all of them.
Oh my god.
Besides Trick, of course, because why would he?
Oh. So it looks like we're getting a tag team match for the ECW show. Oh my fucking god. It was just like, as soon as Ethan Page lost, Austin went quiet, and I was like, oh no, this is bad. And then Ridge Holland just comes out of nowhere, and I'm just like, what the fuck? And then they form an alliance, and I'm just like, what the fuck are we doing? And then Bubba Ray gets in the ring, and I was just like, I just told us, I was like, dude, I'm just done with this show. Like, what the fuck are you doing with this? Like,
I'm so glad we didn't do fucking predictions for this show. We forgot to do predictions.
yeah.
I'm so glad we did forget, because I would have been so much more mad if I would have lost predictions on this shit and had to do a forfeit.
So does this mean now that Ethan Page is just not gonna compete for the world title now since he lost?
I have no fucking clue. That's what pisses me off the most.
like, are they putting Ridge Holland in the world title picture now? Because he won one fucking. They literally, in the ambulance match, they literally said Ridge Holland has been here for 6 years, and this is the biggest win of his career. So they just pushing Ridge Holland to the moon already. What the fuck?
If Ridge Holland, I'm saying it right now. If Ridge Holland gets a fucking title shot before Obafemi, then Sean is legit cooked. Like he's done. There's no way.
What if they put the title on Ridge?
If Ethan Page could not beat Trick Williams, but fucking Ridge Holland does, oh, there is going to be hell to pay. Don't test me, Sean.
Oh my god.
It can at least be respectable if Obafemi takes the title off Trick. It will be respectable, okay? If fucking Ridge Holland does, you're spitting in my fucking face, dude.
What if this ECW show leads to fucking they put the title on Bubba Ray Dudley?
I'm finding Sean.
Oh my god. Oh, this is like, why are they putting, because this match had nothing to do with the Bubba Ray and Ridge Holland shit. It had absolutely nothing to do with it. And then they just put it in there for this fucking tag team match. Just it makes no sense storyline wise because they legit had Rich Holland talking about how fucking he's gonna make his career like Bubba Ray Dudley and he's just gonna do whatever it takes to fucking have success in his career, and how he wanted to destroy Chase U piece by piece, and then he just fucking attacks Trick Williams, and it just makes no sense. And then Ethan Page is just so confused, and then Ethan Page is just like, well, I guess let's just fucking make an alliance. It's like, what the fuck? And then that moment, that's the moment, not when Ridge Holland was in his face, but that is the moment where Bubba Ray was like, okay, I've had enough. And he's gonna fucking get in there and clean fucking house. Not to mention, in the main event, Ethan Page took like every fucking big bump too. The only ones that Trick took was the announce table spot and the fucking one where he got
because
thrown
you know
into
what
the
Trick
steps.
is. You know what Trick is? He's a
What?
mix of Hulk Hogan and John fucking Cena. That's what he fucking is. That is what he fucking is. Because this was fucking John Cena, Rey Mysterio levels of bullshit. Is what it fucking was.
I was fucking dying because Trick Williams is just like, he was fucking hulking up, and Austin got pissed, and he was like, dude, this is some fucking John Cena, Rey Mysterio 2011 shit. He was so fucking mad. Like, legit, fucking Ethan Page low-blowed Trick Williams, and then he was going to hit him with the steps, and Trick Williams just low-blowed him, and just fucking no-sold it, and then just hit the trick shot and won. And he also, like, Ethan Page threw him back first into the steel steps, and then, like, he tries to hit him with the steps, and Trick Williams just gets up to his feet like nothing fucking happened. Like, what the fuck? And then the whole match, fucking Austin was getting mad because Trick Williams was just fucking pandering to Booker T. Like, he was just doing Booker T's moves, and Booker T is just sitting there on commentary, and he's just like, oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, whoop that trick, man. And Austin just gets so fed up with it. Oh my god.
Because, dog, I'm so tired of Trick. Dude.
But Austin, he's tricky 2 times, and now he's Trick Willy Wonka because he dressed up as Willy Wonka, which was so cursed.
He's fucking pushed down my throat, is what he is.
Oh my fucking god.
I'm done. I'm done talking about this show. I'll see you fucking Tuesday.
Yeah, on Tuesday, Austin has to watch a fucking Fraxium versus Cedric Alexander and Javon Evans, and now he has to watch a fucking whole ass casket match between Tatum Paxley and Wendy Chu.
And if Wendy Chu wins, we're gonna have some more problems, Sean.
Just like it was like the icing on the shit Sunday when all this bullshit happened in the main event, and they had Bubba Ray and Trick Williams staring down Ethan Page and Ridge Holland. They just put at the bottom fucking executive producers Paul Levesque and Shawn Michaels.
The thing is, I don't even think it's like the only reason Paul Levesque is on there is because he fucking books the main roster. All right, so we're not even gonna blame fucking Mr. Heart Palpitation. We're gonna blame fucking Mr. Google Eye, Mr. Born Again Christian. I'm gonna make sure. I'll make sure you're fucking born again. I will. Oh, I swear to God.
How are you gonna make sure he's born again?
I'll fucking beat the fuck out of him. And then, I don't know. Fucking, I didn't get that far. Fucking, can we just get to next Tuesday? This coming up Tuesday, I don't fucking care anymore. I'm done.
Like, I didn't even know that. It's got a video on my timeline of fucking Cora Jade coming out, and Booker T said Cora Jade is one bad little sister. He also made a comment during the match when like Cora was like bending over and Booker T was saying some shit about letting it all hang out and shit. It's like, bro. Oh no. Apparently they did like a media event. This is so cursed. They did like a media event and it was fucking Trick Williams, the D'Angelo family, and Kalani Jordan. It's like all your favorites. Oh my fucking god. That was pretty much Halloween Havoc. Oh my god, dude. The best match on this show was the women's tag match. I guess we could just say the main event was the worst match on the show. Even though I would say the gauntlet match probably was. Fucking and
The gauntlet match doesn't even count as a match.
And I'm excited to, because they said on Tuesday, Austin will get to see this as well. They are doing Zarya is going to be having her in-ring debut, so you'll get to see that, Austin.
Hopefully it's good.
Oh my fucking god, dude. Fucking, I was laughing so much I forgot to get these fucking quarter by quarter things pulled up. Fucking, actually, fucking, since it's the pay-per-view, I don't have to read these until Tuesday, actually, so
Nope.
I'm not gonna do that right now.
Tuesday, so we can just move on to Tuesday, please. That's what I want to do.
I will say as a little teaser for it, I already know that NXT beat AEW again, so, but, oh my fucking god, that was fucking cursed. That was fucking Halloween Havoc 2024. Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
I'm tired of fucking screaming.
Oh, man, I remember when you told me you wanted to do this because you thought it would be a positive experience.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my lord! Most of the show was fine until it got to fucking the main event. That's when everything just went wrong. So fucking wrong. Because literally, the Kalani Jordan lost the title. Austin was happy, and fucking Tatum Paxley was on the show, and Austin was happy. And Austin literally said to me, he was like, now all we need is Ethan Page to win back the title, and this will be a good show. And then it went so wrong so fast. Oh my god. Fucking. Oh, well, that was your review for NXT Halloween Havoc 2024. Fucking hell. The next couple weeks at NXT is going to be cursed because we got Tuesday with everything I said, and then the next week it's going to be on Wednesday, and it's going to be the ECW show, and you know that's going to be cursed. So, got some good wrestling to look forward to, Austin. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and happy Halloween. We have a review coming out on Halloween, so stay tuned for that. It was Austin's idea. He fucking made me watch some fucking fuck shit,
No,
So,
that main event that we watched was better than the fucking main event that we just watched. I'll say that.
oh my god.
Fucking
Well,
pitiful.
stay tuned for that review, and happy Halloween, and we will be back on fucking Tuesday for the next episode of NXT.